Hey guys, and welcome back to Content is Profit. Today, like I mentioned, every single week is a special day, baby. The time of recording is Monday, favorite day of the week. But not only that, but because right now we have 110 people going through the Say It and Sell It challenge. We promoted a little bit last week. And the reason we didn't do a lot of noise is because it's the second time that we run this challenge. And we have to deliver. I'm committing on delivering. I'm committing on action taken. So if you're listening to this on Tuesday, the challenge might be locked and loaded and we already have the people in it. But don't you worry, because I'm going to give you a roadmap on how to say it and sell it with only 5 days. That's probably you need less than that, but I think this roadmap will help you. So last week, I've heard somebody in the space, very respected, that has done millions and millions of dollars, that we're probably not doing enough. We're probably not doing enough when it comes to content. We're probably not doing enough when it comes to growing our companies. We're probably not doing enough when it comes to outworking our competition. And usually that is the first step when, people come into not only our world, but in our masterminds. It's like, okay, what is the thing that we are doing to grow the business, right? And I've seen it obviously in the content world many, many times. And last week we've ran a few one-on-one challenges. Shout out to Fonzie and the groups that have been going through that. And we've seen that show up. We've seen that. And it's not your fault. That's number one. I mean, it could be your environment. It could be, the different situations that we're in. For example, on my side, I have the 2 kids. Obviously, we have the studio. I have personal commitments. So obviously, we're going to be capped on capacity, right? And those are the things that we need to start recognizing as entrepreneurs and business creators, to be like, okay, what is the thing that I gotta, give away or delegate, or, figure out a way to do it and continue to do what really feeds us up. So with that said, I'm going to present today's episode under the lens of content creation and production. Obviously, you've heard us talk about the publishing pyramid and the 6 levers. If you haven't, go check them out. Just Google, publishing pyramid or 6 levers from Biz Bros. You can just go to businesscreator.club as well. We have a mini course in there that will kind of set you up. And I think right now we have about 30 days free if you put the code on the checkout page, and you can go in, do your thing. If you don't like it, send us an email. Totally okay. We won't be offended, I promise. But so far, people have stayed. Let's go. So, obviously, we're running the Say and Sell It challenge. It's a 17-day challenge, very specific. But, we're doing this because we're committing to people so they can take action. Like we've done 1,000 courses, we've done a few masterminds, we've done like all these things. At the end of the day, information is not what's lacking. The information is out there. You can go to YouTube and you can find information on how to do pretty much virtually anything. And when we decided to launch our programs or our courses, or actually we don't have a course, we have the community aspect, that the resource is there. But literally, what we want to do is inspire people to continue to take action. And for us, challenges obviously has inspired us internally to do it. And this one, for the next 17 days, we're going to do it. So we're going to share here is obviously support you on that, on kind of how to take action right now. If you are, how to do more, put it under those lenses and give you a roadmap for the next 5 days. Cool. Awesome. So obviously, in our specific case, we never really found traction when it comes to publishing in like the first 3 years that we're in business. It was such a pain in the butt. Like we were trying to mimic every single influencer or coach or person that we would look online, be like, oh man, like we want to kind of be like them. And we're trying to model without understanding the resources that takes or that took them to get there. We're like measuring ourselves under a different, category. And, obviously, at that point, we were framing it as content, in like, oh, these guys publishing 5 times a day. And we're trying to publish 5 times a day, but we didn't have the resources of those guys. Now, this morning, I was checking out another podcast, and I thought they were mentioning something super interesting, where even for content creators, right? Once we achieve the consistency, let's say you get there, right? You're present every single day, maybe twice a day. We might be referencing and comparing our channels to competition or different things, also with different resources, but also the element is the market. Like, who are you talking to, right? In the messaging aspect. So obviously, if you're in the entertainment side, there's going to be a lot more people than versus if you're educating somebody about something really, really specific. So in our case, as business creators, right, our audience is going to be a lot smaller, because I think the stat that they share is like 1% of the world are business owners that also make more than $1 million a year. So like that pool of people, if you're educating or something on the business side, because we're business creators, it's going to be a lot smaller than versus a Mr. Beast type content, right? So we have to start figuring out and finding out not only the right references, but also the right lenses that we got to put on so we can tackle our content and not get discouraged to stop action, right? So that's number one. It's like, okay, do I have that straight? Am I talking to the right people? The other conversations, or what I'm making is creating some conversations in my circle, in my network. Like if I send this video to my closest network of business people, would they give me good feedback? Would they tell me that content was really good, right? And I think that's a better indicator as just plain out views at the end of the day, right? Like what happens in real life. And I think like brick and mortar business owners have a fairly good understanding of that, because if people don't come through the store, like we're done, right? And I related that obviously with the studio. So in a specific case, like we started with 45 Live. That's what unlocked it. We've done multiple episodes about how we went from zero content to recording 45 days in a row, which the first try that we did was we only lasted 15 days. We failed in the publishing side, but it was because we established a conversation with somebody that saw our content frequently every single day. They told us later that they didn't consume every single piece, but because we were present, that encouraged to send us a message. And when we put a call to action there, it encouraged to connect. And then from that connection, we got the deal that changed everything. We built our product, the service product that we have with that company. And then we moved on into bigger and better things. So that kind of kickstarted everything. And a lot of the creators that are coming into our world right now, I feel they're in a similar position where you might be creating content, right? Maybe not consistently. You might be feeling lost when it comes to messaging. You might be feeling lost on how to connect it with, like, how do I actually make money, right? Like, should I be doing TikTok videos? Should I be doing a podcast? Should I be going all in on YouTube? All these things, right? And by the way, there's no wrong answer. You could be successful with all of them. It's just, how do we make that path, relevant to you and your business so you can get the most bang of your buck, right? And that's why that initial sentence of like, we're not doing enough resonated so much, because at the early, life of our journey as a business creator, we're not really doing enough. We're not posting 1,000 times a day. We're not posting, 10 videos a single week. I think it was like Fox News. They're publishing about 100 long form videos every day. Do you know the amount of resources that takes? Obviously, we cannot compete with that, right? But in our own specific case, if I'm doing 2 videos, how can I double that? Can I do 4, right? And if not, like, how can I get there? Let's ask the questions like, okay, maybe this is not the format, but maybe we try something different. Maybe we try something with no editing. Maybe we go live streaming. Right. And then we're asking these questions and start to figure out like, how can we put more of that? And how can we leverage new technology like AI, for example? So I'll give you an example of gamers, right? They go and they live stream for 5-6 hours because that's what they do. And they build this trust with people, which, side note, live streamers are the ones that have the most engaged audience because they spend so much time with them. Second is podcasters and so on and so on. And at the bottom is like the A-lister artists that do, movies and things like that. Which is crazy. So how do you, let's say you start live streaming, for a couple hours of the things that you do, the processes, and then maybe you have an AI tool, or you have a team, or you call us if you want us to do that for you. We can clip those, and you have social media clips that can be distributed. And there's other tools that you can use for distribution to do this automatically without a lot of your time. So once we start asking these questions, or maybe seeing people that can do it, we can grab this information and put it in a roadmap to do that, which is what I'll do right now with the roadmap that we're presenting in the challenge. There's thousands of roadmaps, a lot of them work faster than others. But I think for people that, right now, if you're a business owner, if you have been publishing, maybe inconsistently, right? If you have an offer, like how much is that offer, right? Obviously that affects, but if you are selling something, and then also if you have an email list, this will definitely move the needle forward for you. So you ready? Okay, so like I said, what you need, kind of like the ingredients, right? You have to be obviously familiar with publishing, maybe be present in one platform. You don't have to be big. Obviously, have a business, have an offer. We recommend an offer that is $1,000 or above. You know, we've seen people with $300. If you sell a small ticket item, it might be a little bit different, but maybe we reframe, let's say a book. If you're selling a book, let's say you can do bundles of books, right? And then you can start, you know, targeting the people that are making the decisions to buy these bundles of books. And then obviously, if you have an email list, it helps a ton too. All right, cool. So step number one is measure your resources. We talked about this, you know, 24/7. It's like today, take a couple seconds and be like, you can do a time study on the resources. It's the very top of the publisher pyramid, right? You have resources at the very top that have a capacity, right? Let's say a video editor that has X amount of hours a week that they can invest in editing. So let's say if they're doing 2 videos in, let's say, 30 hours, right? How can we get to 4 videos, like double the output in 30 hours? So have a conversation with that editor and be like, okay, how can we get to this point? Well, maybe the solution is to make shorter videos. Maybe the solution is maybe do not do After Effects on the videos. Maybe is to the current state and then one that they can chop the beginning and the end, but it's almost like live video, right? Like how can we get to that output? Sometimes we just put a lot of work in the editors, not knowing what their capacity. If it's you editing, same thing. Like, how can you get there? How we solved that was going live almost every single day. So I encourage you to do that, right? And obviously, you know, what is the commitment? Like I said, the commitment, if you're doing 2, can I do 4? If you're doing 3, can I do 6? How can you double that output so we can collect data in a faster way? And then at the bottom is obviously your messaging, you know, the stories that you share, which is what I'll help you in just a second. So once we see the resources, whether that is 1 editor, 2 editors, yourself, right? Let's say if it's yourself, how many hours a day are you going to dedicate it? How many minutes a day? You know, are we going to do 10 minutes a day? Are we going to do 20 minutes a day? Commit to 1 so we can do that. So I'll give you an example. In our specific case, we committed to a video a day with 45 live. We accounted for 10 minutes a day. That's all. 10 minutes. 2 minutes to figure out what we're going to say, which in our specific case was what happened today. What did I learn today? I'm going to share the story and then I'm going to relate it to my business. Right? The capacity of my resource, my time was just 10 minutes that I had to do the research part of it, which is figure out what I have to say to put it out there as a live video. You could do live Instagram, live TikTok, if you have it, you know, active, live YouTube, but whatever platform at the end of the day, where is your community right now? Go there. If you're in a Facebook group, as the people, can I post on this Facebook group, right? If you have a community, put it in your community. And then at the bottom is the messaging, obviously connecting your stories with your business. So once you commit, make sure that you're like, okay, for the next 5 days, I'm going to do this. In this specific case, is 5 days, right? Second stage, step 2, keep low friction on your levers. Quick crash course on your levers. Messaging is number 1. It's like, what do we say? Creation is our creation method. Do we go to a studio? Do I record it with my phone? Do I record it in my car? Like, where am I recording this type of content? Production. From that recording, final product that you publish, right? Keep it super simple. Distribution. Where do we put this content out there? Monetization. How do I connect it with my offer, which you already have? And then operations. How do I manage all this? So I'm going to give you an example when we did it live. Very simple. Messaging, what is something that happened with me today? And how can I relate it to my business? Here's my call to action. Connect with me. Let's send me a DM. Connect. Let's connect. Let's connect. Let's connect. More conversations, more traction. On the creation aspect, we just grabbed our phone and we started recording wherever we were at 12 p.m. That put it in the calendar from 12 to 12:15 to go record, right? If you have a podcast setup, go to do it in your podcast setup. Like, how can you create it fast, right? Production, we made the decision that we're not going to spend time recording and kind of producing this episode. We're not going to spend time on editing it. So we decided to do it live. If anything, we will record it and I clip the beginning, clip the end, and that's the episode that goes out. To this day, a lot of the episodes, for example, this one that you're listening right now, is produced that way. We've invested in some equipment that help us out to make sure that we can capture good quality content as far as like, it sounds good. Does it look good? Perfect. We put it out, right? But normally your phone will be able to do that inside of the platform. You can go live on Facebook. You can go live on a Facebook group. You can go live on Instagram. You can go live on TikTok if you have the permissions and so on, right? So production, not a lot of time. Distribution. All right. Apart from like the main platform that you publish it, do you have a few extra minutes to then grab that little video? Let's say it's a clip and you can put it on a secondary, platform, like in our case, LinkedIn, for example, right? And then obviously monetization, make sure that you have a call to action right off the bat in every single piece of content where like, hey, if you want to find out more, connect with me. Make the connection. People want to connect on social media, right? Let's chat. Let's take it to the next level. So, and then at the end, it's like, how do you manage all this? I would recommend a little spreadsheet or, in your agenda, just put a video a day, right? Or 2 a week or 4 a week if you're doubling those. Just manage it on paper only. We use a software called Notion. It gets fancy, but I'll say don't lose a lot of time trying to figure out how to manage this content. A spreadsheet will do. So here are 5 ideas to get you started. Ready? If you're like, oh my gosh, Luis, I don't have stories. I don't know what to say. It just takes me a ton. Well, I'm removing that friction point right now. You ready? All right. Number 1, this is what you're going to do. This is your prompt. Ready? You're going to go from the prompt and then you're going to tell the story of that, or what comes to mind, why you're doing it, and then connect it with your business. So for example, if you were writing a book, what book would it be? So if you're a business, maybe you have business ideas, around what you do, and you can write a book about that. And you can tell people that you are right. You don't have to write the book. You can tell them like, hey, if I were to write a book, this is what I would do. And I'll explain 1, 2, 3. I'll tell the story. Oh, by the way, we do that in our business. If you want to connect with me and have those services, we can support you and we can help you. Right. So that's number 1. If you were writing a book, what book would it be? Number 2. What do you want someone to tell you? This is a little bit more personal, it could be a little bit more emotional. Like, hey, I was walking through the park the other day and, I was having this conversation with my brother and, we were really good friends back in the day and we're reconnecting right now. Like, I would love for him to tell me this. This is why, so and so and so and so. And, this actually, like, that conversation really helped me become a better human being, a better brother, a better, leader in my company, which, by the way, we do XYZ. I would love to connect with you if you need help there, right? Another prompt, right? Prompt number 3. What is your ideal day? So this, again, a little bit more, personal. On social media, people connect with you as a person. So I'll share it with you. In my specific case, when we're doing this, doing our Facebook lives, I were connecting at the point. Wow. I forgot English for a second there. At that moment, I was doing obstacle racing. So an ideal day for me was involve some training and some things. And I remember connecting with a person that we met at 5 a.m. to go for a run. And then that person introduced me somebody down the road that we ended up doing business with them. So that was pretty cool because they connected through that personal side. So number 3, like, what is your ideal day? Share that with your social media. Now, there, number 4, what is something that you do really well? You can jump on, be like, hey, I'm actually really good at this. And it doesn't have to be maybe related to your business, but it'd be like, hey, I'm really good at playing the yo-yo. I don't know why I said yo-yo, but I wasn't good at yo-yo. And this is some of the lessons that I took from becoming really good at that and how we apply it into our company today. Right? Oh, that one's good. We should do maybe a list of episodes with these guys. All right. Prompt number 5. You ready? If money were an issue, what would you do? Right? You can share a story of, Obviously, if you, let's say you're helping a nonprofit or you travel the world, why would you travel the world? Like say the thing and then explain why on your reasons. And these will help people to connect with you and so on. So obviously, let's go back again. Their number one is, if you were writing a book, what book would it be? Number two, what do you want someone to tell you? Number three, what is your ideal day? Number four, what is something that you do really well? And number five, if money were an issue, what would you do? Now, there is the obvious answer of like, okay, you record that content and then at the end you relate it to your business and then you put a call to action in there. But here's the beauty of it. You can grab these pieces of content and leverage with AI. You can like transcribe them in any software. You can do Descript. You can do Riverside. There's many. You can use Capsho. There's many of them, right? And you can grab that transcript and ask, let's say, ChatGPT to write an email about that, but make sure that at the end you can send them to the offer. Be like, make sure that you relate this to my core offer. You can train the AI on how to do that. Or I want to drive people into a sales call so I can talk, and let ChatGPT write that email. Tools like Capsho will do that for you as well. In the challenge, we're revealing a brand new tool that I'm so excited to kind of show and do that. But also those 5 emails could also, those 5 pieces of content, you can build an indoctrination sequence. So let's say you put a lead magnet on there and be like, hey, by the way, in the next couple of days, I'll be sending you some emails so you can get to know each other a little bit better. And each email is the story that you told on this. And now you have people opening your emails. You have people kind of relating with you about it, about this thing. And you can build that sequence up to 30 days if you want. You can do an email a day. You can do, one email every 2 days. And now you have 60 days of emails that you can send people. And in every email, make sure that you put a call to action to people to either apply for your program, buy your product, jump on a call with you. And this is how you start creating what we call the content ecosystem. So this is the start that we're doing in the challenge for the first 5 days. Again, free for the challenge, a little bit more attention in there because we're, prompting them every single day. But now you have a roadmap for the next, 5 days. And then do it again on the next week. Maybe come up with your own dares. And this is so cool. The first time that we did it, we got so many conversations and we started Business Creator Club. That was the reason we started Business Creator Club, which, by the way, if you want to be a part of it, businesscreator.club, come join the community. And so on. If you want if you want to experience the challenge and kind of see everything that's happening on the Facebook group, you can go to Content is Profit, search it, Content is Profit Facebook group. And that's where you see all the dares. You have to be approved to get in there. So make sure you answer those questions. But anyways, lots of places where you can find out about us and what we're doing. So I'm very excited to share this journey again with the new 100 people in our world that are doing this challenge. And with you right now that are listening, if you execute on this and you get some results, send them to us. Like send us a message. Find me on Instagram at Luis that Creates. Send me a screenshot of what you guys have done. But make sure that we know what are the resources that you're doing and keep your levers super frictionless, like very smooth. Do not add friction to it because it's going to stop you from publishing. So thank you guys so much for listening to me rant about this challenge and giving you some ideas. And I can't wait to see you succeed. See you soon. Take care. Bye.